with Danielle, the way she played last year, the way she led our team, all of the intangibles combined with the way she scored the ball and defended and ran the team in a leadership capacity. She just she's a prototype point guard, and with her running the floor, we'll be the same, and yet hopefully another level of what we were. Obviously, Whitney back after being Rookie of the Year in the Big 12 Conference, and the United States of America collectively falling in love with her throughout the NCAA tournament. Her ability to shoot the ball, coupled with her understanding of the game, and now a season of college basketball under her belt. Those two guys anchoring it makes me sleep a whole lot better at night. But we add to that Nyesha Stevenson, who was Sixth Man of the Year and played significant minutes all season long. So those three guys, a lot of experience. Amanda Thompson with that, playing inside and outside. Jasmine coming off the bench. I feel really good about our backcourt, and the biggest difference will not be because you guys are all familiar with those people. You know, they're going to do what they do. Hopefully, they do it a little bit better than they did before. If they're growing as players, as I think they are, and as they should be, it should be another level of that. But we'll be able to, I think, attack the rim with greater regularity because there's more space. I mean, that's going to be the biggest difference is the way the floor looks, because there will be more room in the middle, and you'll see us get up and down the floor, hopefully more than we have in the past. With playing faster means you have to play sure as well. We've got to take care of the basketball. We have to make good decisions. But we'd like to speed it up a little bit, and I think we'll be more versatile defensively. And ironically, as everybody thinks about, you know, how will we look different, we will look different offensively for the factors that I just mentioned. But the biggest changes may be on the defensive end, where we'll be able to do more things. You know, I think we were third in the country in field goal percent defense or something like that last year, and we were very fundamental. We were very sound. We contested shots. But we had a big guy in the middle that if anything broke down, they had to run into her and try to figure out how to finish it, and that lowers the team's field goal percentage automatically. So we'll be able, and we'll need to, take a few more risks this year and maybe create a little bit more offense out of our defense, maybe a little less preventive and a little bit more proactive. So the biggest changes, ironically, may be on that end of the floor. We'll see. A lot goes into that.
Sherri, talk about, Abby. She said that this has been her senior year. She took a more she was more dedicated to her fitness, getting in shape, and because she knew this is her final year to prove something. I mean, what has changed about her since the beginning of the summer?
Well, I'm very proud of Abby. I'll start by saying that. Her fitness level is terrific right now. She looks and moves and acts like a player, and that's the first step of becoming a player. It's tough sometimes as you watch kids grow and mature. You wish they could figure out that sense of urgency that seems to accompany everyone's senior season. If they could figure that out just a little bit earlier in their career. But you come to it when you come to it. And the good news for her is she didn't figure it out in August. She figured it out somewhere around January or February. This is a maturation process that began a while ago. And therefore, she has put herself in a position to see some success. She can do a lot of things now. She's a terrific athlete, very explosive. I love the way she communicates on the floor. Love her energy, her sense of urgency. Does a great job around the basket, very physical. If we can keep her from fouling out of the first 5 games she plays in, we'll be in business.
She said she's kind of developing her own dream shape like her father had. Have you seen it yet?
If it involves fading away, yes, I've seen it.
Abby's an experienced post player, and you got a couple freshman bigs, but is there a possibility you guys can go small at times with AT and Carly at the post?
We sure could. We could play some small ball. I love it, and I think we have the pieces for it. I don't know that you can play it for 20 minutes, but you can play it for a little bit here and there, and if you're willing to play hard and compete, you can survive, and I think you can do more than survive. That remains to be seen, but I like those guys. I like that combination, and it is going to take Abby and both freshmen and Lauren Willis and every one of us to do the things we want to do this season. But I think we have a lot of options. If you go with that small bunch, you can stretch the floor and trap and run around and do maniacal things. And when you're a little bit bigger and not as experienced, then you play a little bit safer and a little bit more prevent and do things differently. So I think we'll have a lot of different looks for folks, even though there's just 10 guys out there. The way you combine them can show a lot of versatility.
In terms of assertiveness and just being in the middle of everything, where will Whitney be versus where she was a season ago?
She needs to take a lot more shots. She and I watched film in the off season, and I said, every time you catch it and you could have shot but you didn't, I want you to say shot. And it only took about 3 minutes, and she was like, this is ridiculous. You don't realize sometimes the shots that you have that you're passing up. Part of that's being a freshman, and part of that's having a four-time All-American standing at the block that you need to throw it to first. I get that, and the way that we played was the best way for us to play with the talent that we had on the floor. It was wise. It's different now. And if Whitney catches it and has space in a fast break, whether there's a rebounder there or not, I want her to shoot it. Behind the arc is just about like a layup for her. So we'll take those wide open looks, and she needs to take more shots per game.
Are you able to tell how easily that's coming to her thus far?
Yes. She began working on it really in the summer. I told her, when you go play pickup, don't pass up a shot. If you can get a shot off, I want you to take it. It's a lot easier for me to tell you, oh, that one was ill-advised, than to go back and have the play over and have a shot at it. So she began to work on that recognition and that mentality in the summer, and it was obvious to me when we began to move to our 4+ player workouts in the fall, when we were able to get everybody together, that she had been paying attention to it. And her release is quick, and the whole thing is she doesn't really have to speed up anything about what she's done. It's a decision. It's knowing before you catch it that you're going to shoot it. And I think that's where experience comes to play. But she's not passing up many in practice, and I like it.
You like the change of being picked fifth?
I don't mind it. I don't really, when we were picked first, I don't think we prepared any differently for the season than we did, say, in 2006 when we didn't even get a first-place vote. I don't think it affects us at all. And if you look at what's happened in the Big 12 Conference, I don't think where anybody's picked really makes any difference. In 2006, we were picked fourth, not one first-place vote, and we ran the table. So who knows what any of that means. Stuff for you guys to write about this time of year.
You mentioned Lauren. She hasn't gotten a lot of playing time the past couple of years. Is she ready to earn playing time this year?
Lauren Willis needs to catch it and shoot it. When she's open, she needs to catch it and shoot it, because odds are it's going in. It's uncanny. And she can make a standing wide-open three-point shot. She's going to make it. It's one of the darndest things I've ever seen. She has great confidence catching and shooting the ball. And Lauren's going to need to play. Now, is she going to be able to stay in front of a tremendous athlete on the perimeter? Nope. Is she going to be able to break anybody down off the dribble? Nope. But is there a time and a place for her? Absolutely, and we will use her.
Sherri, would you talk about Amanda's role and where she'll fit into everything that you're doing this year?
Yeah, as great as I believe Amanda's career has been, and she has been a chameleon. Whatever we need her to be, she has become. And she's been a healthy chameleon and an injured chameleon, and she's been effective both ways. She's just been a warrior for us for 3 years. And as we go into her senior season, it's I do so with mixed emotions because I'm so excited I can hardly wait. I think this is going to be the year that she has worked for. She feels comfortable. You can tell. She is at peace with her position, with her role, with her teammates, with the work ethic in the gym. Everything fits for her, you can tell. And she's in that place where great things happen. So I'm very excited for her and to see her get to enjoy the fruit of her labor, I guess. At the same time, I'm sad. I don't want to quit coaching that kid. You know, there are kids that come through your program and you think what a blessing it is to coach them on a daily basis. AT is one of those kids. If you say run through the wall, she'll turn and run through the wall. And doesn't matter what you ask her to do, she's ready to do it. So I think this is really going to be her year. I think she's most comfortable at a 4. And it's strange, and I've talked about this before, and we talk about it at USA Basketball, how kids will come in and they'll be maybe play a 4 on their collegiate team and have great success. And Leah Rush was actually this way. And then you go to USA Basketball and they have to morph into a 3. And the things that they're doing are not particularly different than the things they were asked to do when they played a 4. But how they come and when they come and the flow of the game is entirely different and changes their effectiveness. For AT, I think she's a little bit more effective as a 4, who can step out and certainly shoot the 3, attack people off the dribble, do the things that a 3 guy does. But I think she's most at home playing a 4 who's able to step out, and she'll obviously have an opportunity to do that this season.
Sherri, moving past the Paris era, we always hear about off-the-court leadership. Obviously, there were some great leaders there. Has it been a more difficult transition on the court or off the court moving past that era?
I don't really sense much of a transition in terms of leadership at all. If you look at this team last year, Amanda Thompson was one of our captains, and she's, by the way, in her 3rd year of being chosen co-captain by her teammates. Danielle Robinson as the floor general, running it from the point position. She was a leader. And Whitney really came in last season and became a leader by example. If you look at our team at the end of the season, we played with the identity of Whitney Hand, and to me, that's the definition of leadership. So I don't sense there being that much of a change or a passing of the torch in terms of leadership.
Danielle said anything less than a Final Four appearance this year would be a disappointment. Is it great to have players thinking that way?
It is. I can remember in my very first season of being a head coach, I was at Norman High School, and we won 11 games and lost 12, and our kids were so darn excited. They thought it was the greatest thing in the history of the world. And I'm like, we lost more than we won. This is not good. It all depends on your vantage point and what your experiences have been. And I think when kids can come at the start of the season and say, anything less than a Final Four and a national championship opportunity would be a disappointment. That to me is a reflection that their experiences have been pretty darn good, and that their confidence is very high. And I love that, because you can't do it if you don't think it's possible, it will not happen.